Well, Europe is very important internationally, and particularly in the area of international development. Over half of the development assistance given globally comes from the EU. So decisions taken in the EU have an enormous impact on the developing world, and not only in terms of development aid, but related issues such as trade, environmental policy, energy policy, the whole question of climate change. If Europe acts in a coherent way, and if it acts in the interests of the developing world, that can be an amazing power for good. And it holds sway in international institutions like the World Trade Organization, the United Nations, the World Bank, the IMF, the United Nations. And so, to see 27 member countries coming together, developing common policies, having, of course, to debate and disagree, but eventually come up with a joint position. If that position is informed about the need to tackle poverty, about the need to put human rights at the centre of development work and international relations, the need to work for peace, then that policy will be a policy for good.
There's been a lot of benefits at the social level as well. Most people don't remember, but before 1975 there wasn't equal pay for equal work for equal pay between the sexes in this country. And Ireland, it was the EU which helped bring that in. It might have happened anyway, it certainly happened more quickly within Europe. I think for a lot of young people there's been real opportunities in terms of opening up, say at the educational level. People can now travel to other countries on programs like the Erasmus. And the general opening up of Europe, it's part, I suppose, of the wider globalization process. People are able to travel, and we take a lot of these things for granted nowadays. But Europe has had a role in creating this opportunity. So the sort of values, the standards that European aid achieves is important, and it's important that from one of the really big issues for aid now is proving to the public that aid works, that aid is making a real difference to dealing with poverty. And one of the keys to that are the partners working more effectively together. NGOs like Concern, governments like Irish Aid at European level. How do we bring our limited resources and make them work to best effect with the governments and the people of the developing world? And that's a real challenge. And again, I think the European framework there is a very useful one for making sure that works effectively.